although there's talk of a resolution there, no one's actually tabled anything yet. Let's discuss this further with one of the key players, one of the NATO and EU countries. Bogdan Aurescu is the Foreign Minister of Romania. Thank you for joining us again on Al Jazeera. Let's start with that idea of a special tribunal. Does Romania favour that?
Thank you for having me again. Yes, I welcome very much the resolution which was adopted today by the European Parliament in favour of a tribunal to punish the crime of aggression. Romania has been a very staunch supporter of fighting against impunity as far as Russia and Russian perpetrators are concerned in connection to the conflict in Ukraine. In March we have seized, together with many other countries, the International Criminal Court for crimes, war crimes, crimes against humanity and genocide. We have also tabled our declaration of intervention with the International Court in Justice, International Court of Justice in The Hague, in the case between Ukraine and Russia, and I'm proud to say that I will be the agent of Romania in that case. We have also intervened in the case between Ukraine and Russia before the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg, and yes, we support also the establishment of a tribunal to punish the crime of aggression. The most difficult part is the legal basis for establishing this tribunal, because most of the precedents which allowed for the creation of other international tribunals, other ad hoc criminal tribunals or other types of bodies, involved the Security Council, where now Russia has, of course, a veto against any kind of such form of fight against impunity in connection with Russia. So we have to find the most solid legal basis in order to create such a tribunal. We were thinking at some point in time in Romania of the precedent of the Kosovo Specialist Chambers, which were created by way of an agreement between the European Union and the authorities in Kosovo. Although Romania does not recognize Kosovo as a state, from the legal point of view, this might be an interesting formula. For instance, an agreement between the European Union and Ukraine in order to establish these chambers, which can be connected to some national chambers of Ukraine, at the same time to have a sort of an international bureau of the prosecutor composed by international experts in this field. And perhaps this is a way forward, but this needs some legal expert debate on this issue.
We're approaching an important mark, which is 1 year. It's now almost 11 months since the war started. Give me your view of where the war stands right now, because it doesn't look like anyone is winning. It looks like this is going to go on and be a very long war.
Actually, this war, and I'm speaking on behalf of Romania, which is the EU and NATO member state with the largest border with Ukraine. So we have been at the forefront of the effort to cope with the effects of the war in Ukraine since the day one of the war. I would say that this has changed our lives, and it has changed our lives radically and forever. We had to adapt immediately our diplomacy, for instance, at a wartime diplomacy type of action. And this war prompted us to give immediate and consistent support to Ukraine. We have welcomed in Romania more than 3.3 million Ukrainian refugees. We have also helped the efforts of the international community to avoid a food crisis, especially in the global south. Through Romania, since the beginning of the war, more than 11.2 million tons of grain and other agricultural products from Ukraine have transited, which is almost half of the whole quantity which transited the EU solidarity lanes. And Romania was very much involved, as I mentioned, in the efforts to isolate Russia and to pressure Russia through sanctions, through the already 9 packages of sanctions adopted at the EU level. And we are working on more sanctions, if it is possible, and to the efforts to isolate Russia and to fight the impunity in relation to Russia. And there are a lot of opportunities stemming out of this conflict. The EU candidate status status for both Ukraine and the Republic of Moldova was a great achievement, and we are proud that Romania has supported a lot this result of the European Council last year in June. And also the very important decisions taken by the NATO summit in Madrid, which consolidated a lot the security on the eastern flank, where Romania is located. The battle group in Romania is one such achievement, and the fact that the Allied presence in Romania is increased to up to almost 5,000 Allied troops. This is, in fact, a great contribution to the consolidation of the security of Romania and of the eastern flank. So
Mr. Foreign Minister,
a lot of opportunities. Perhaps we should thank President Putin for all this stuff, including for allowing us to get less dependent from Russian sources of energy.
Mr. Foreign Minister of Romania, thank you very much for joining us here on Al Jazeera. The next important step, I think, is an important meeting taking place in Germany in the next 24 hours at Ramstein Air Base, and that's a meeting to decide among the allies of Ukraine, what additional military help is given to Ukraine.
We'll certainly keep watch and see what comes of that meeting. James, thanks very much. Well, on the front lines of eastern Ukraine, a fierce battle is taking place for the control of the city of Bakhmut and its surrounding areas. Most